everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the final somewhat shop my stash for the year. I will be going over all of the base products that I pulled in for November, some of the palettes that I ended up pulling for November, and then I kind of want to talk about what my plan is for December, because I am going to be changing it up for the last month for all of the palettes that I mentioned in my last shop my stash for November. Going off of the top here, which is the ColourPop Just My Look palette. This was one of the palettes, actually not one, it's the only one I pulled in for November to get a 1 week 4 looks palette out of, to determine declutter, keep, whatever. This one was a keep. I don't have many greens in my collection. I don't mind that it is a full green palette, because it's more so a companion palette at times, or most of the times, and then other times if I just want like a really easy green look, or just a really easy like greeny browny sort of look. Yeah, but this one was okay. I mean, I do enjoy it. What I pulled in was the Beauty Bean and Shroud collaboration, also known as Baddie Bean, the It's Freaking Bad palette. This one, I want to say I've used this one, okay, I've only used this twice out of the 4 looks, so I don't think I really played with it that much. The 2 looks that I created were okay. I'm still trying to, learn the formula of this. Possibly have to test it with other eye primers. Be careful how much I pick up. Just kind of really test this one out more. This one is beautiful color story. I love it. Not really Halloween anymore, but I'm still trying to create 4 looks out of it. Next palette I pulled in was the Ace Beauty Flare palette. This one I created 4 looks. All of the looks were pretty. I really enjoyed using this palette. I love the quality. I love the color story. This is fall. I am really impressed with Ace. I really want to try more from them. I really loved Bayberry and this one up here called Biscotti. But yeah, this one definitely, I just cannot get over how beautiful it is. I wish that some of these like more similar orangey tones were replaced with something else, but it is what it is. Next up I pulled in is the Scooby-Doo Creeps and Crawls palette from Glamlight. I believe, yeah, so I still have 2 more looks to do with this palette. But yeah, overall I prefer, I think, so far just with this Glamlight palette that I only own, I prefer the shimmers over the mattes. I've been having trouble kind of blending these two. I am enjoying this palette. It is beautiful, it is moody, and definitely I will be maybe getting some more use off of it towards the end of December into January for those like winter blues, and I think this is also perfect for that, not just for Halloween time. But the last palette that I had pulled in to attempt to play around with more is the Gather Round Sisters from ColourPop. Again, the Hocus Pocus first collaboration. I've only created 1 look with this one. I really haven't been in a mood or really in the want to sort of play with this color story again, and I don't want to force it and then not be happy with the outcome. I do like this. The quality is ColourPop quality. It is decent. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. And this one definitely suffices the like berry, purpley, more like muted greeny looks with some neutrals. Just a very basic palette, but I don't really get to play with this one too much, because as you can see, I've only crossed off 1 look. So okay, so I will be talking about this bin. This bin usually has my mascaras. I didn't put them in here. I kind of forgot. To talk about now is this About Face eye primer that I received as a gift, along with some other goodies from a friend on Instagram, and so I was super excited to try this. And honestly, this eye primer I think has to be my favorite out of the entire collection of eye primers I have, and I think this might be a purchase for me. It's retails for about $13, which to me is honestly not that bad, considering you don't need a lot of this on the eyes. It is sort of like the Urban Decay Primer Potion, where it's like a clear, it comes out not like super clear, it does have this little like pale skin tone tint to it, but it doesn't really give any coverage on the eyes. I do learn that this one has to kind of sit down on your eyelids a little bit for it to actually like blend better, not just like straight away. So you do have to give it some time. You don't need to set it with powder. But yeah, like this one, some of the eyeshadows that I've had trouble with, this helped it so much better. So off the top, the AOA Shop Missy Brow Styler. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. It's become just so easy, so pigmented, so simple to use. I love the triangular shaped portion of it. I like this one brushes through my brows. And yeah, I just medium brown. It works. It matches. And I love this one. So no complaints there. For foundation, I pulled in another Shop Missy product. This is their AOA Studio Pure Complexion Liquid Foundation. I did purchase this one L2, which was very pale. So then I purchased M3 because I need something a lot darker to like better match me. And the way that I've been using these is I put a couple of dots of these and then I go over with this one because while this one I can get away with it not looking too dark on my skin compared to my neck and anything, I just much prefer to use the two together because obviously it's the same formula. It's easy to use them together and then get use out of both. Yeah, I mean, this one is okay. I definitely noticed that it sticks to a lot of like texture and dry patches on my skin. And you do have to use very, very little for it to look not, I wouldn't say natural, like you can kind of tell you're wearing makeup, but for it to not look too heavy or cakey on the face. But overall, it's a pretty good foundation. I can't complain for about $2. For primer, I pulled in the Essence Hello Good Stuff. This is just the face primer. Really nothing amazing to say about it. It's a primer. It definitely worked well with the foundation previous one that I just talked about. I've had no issues with it with some of my other foundations. You know, it's a primer. It's good. No real hydration to it. No real like dewiness to it. It's just, like it says, a face primer. For highlighter, I pulled in this one from Temu. It's from the brand Delanci Beauty. Again, yeah, it's supposed to be a Charlotte dupe with the beauty wands. But this is the highlighter. Beautiful, beautiful highlighter. I love this one. I am noticing that with the sponge tip applicator, it is, it kind of comes off a little, like, not patchy, but the highlighter is kind of missing in some areas on the cheekbone. But later on, whenever I go about my day, it just sort of like melts into my skin, so it just looks more natural. So I don't really mind that. I don't think it's a huge fault, but beautiful color. It is so natural. It gives a little dewiness to it, and it definitely sets down very beautifully too with powder. So also from Temu, and the marking is coming off. Fun to note. But this concealer is alright on its own. I don't think it gives a lot of coverage. It's a nice like liquidy thin consistency, and it blends fine with fingers. It blends fine with brush. Haven't tested a lot of my makeup with sponges lately. Definitely think that it pairs well with a color corrector than anything, and definitely gives more coverage blended out with a finger. But the contour stick that I had pulled in is from LA Colors. This one was a newest one in my collection, and I wanted to get more use off of it. This one I do need to use a lot of. I didn't show you how much this was before, but we were like up to here. We've used quite a bit. It's very light pigmented, so you have to go over quite, a couple times to get, I'd say this color here. It's in the shade medium. I definitely think that it's a bronzer, not really a contour. But yeah, I blended fine. I enjoyed this, had no problems with blending or picking up foundation. Just my only caveat is that you do have to use quite a bit to really get enough pigment, or else it's like very light, you can't see it at all. Our last product for the base makeup was the Shop Missy Petal Pop Blush Duo. It's a cream and powder sort of setup like the Patrick Ta and like everybody else is copying nowadays. This one is in the shade called Flower. So it is a very it's not very brick orange or brick red. It definitely sheers out, but it's beautiful. I only stuck to the cream side, so I can't really speak to the powder. But the cream one blended so easily. It looks so pretty on the cheeks. It definitely gives a slight, not so sunburnt, like extreme sunburnt or extreme flush look, but gives you a little bit of color. It definitely looks so beautiful. It blended so easily. I had no trouble applying this. So that brings me to what is the new setup for December. So I had thought about it for the last month of the year, or for this month. I will not be showing y'all going through the drawers this time around. I will not be picking a specific set of products this month because I kind of just want to sit down and play with whatever I feel like playing base makeup wise. I do enjoy having the set products because it is easy to grab all of these products, put it next to me, and then I know what I'm going to use. I don't really have to think too much. But I also feel like in December as well, I won't be wearing as much makeup because for the sake of the Shop My Stash, I think we're going to say that this is going to be the final one. There will be some palettes that I will probably be focusing on for the month of December. I won't really discuss that in this video. At the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed me picking this back up. My plan also for next year, which I should be on camera discussing this, but I'm just going to leave it here. So, my plan for Shop My Stash for next year. It will not be a monthly thing like I did this time around. I am anticipating to change it up a little bit and doing it sort of seasonally, but sort of every 3 months. So from January to the end of March, I will have the same base makeup. I think it's just easier to hold that way. I do want to get use off of a bunch of different things, so I might incorporate maybe 2 different blushes, 2 different bronzers, 2 different foundations, you know, like that way I can get more use off of my collection, but prolong the time that I use those products. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. I had a blast picking monthly. You guys have a beautiful, wonderful December. I hope it's filled with fun, love, memories, family, friends, things you like to do. I hope that it is all very good for us mentally and physically. Please stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye, guys.